First we're going to place some entry gates. The gates have to have a waypoint which is defined by right clicking on the map, and you have to place it inside a zone. We also have to mark the zone, and we use A as our gates, and we make zone 1 to gate A. Gate A's waypoint. We will do the same in a moment with B and zone 2, but first we mark zone 1. I'm adjusting the size a bit. This means that more units can enter at a time. If you have a small slim gate, then you can only have slowly entry of units, and that's a bit annoying when you're playing and you want your units to enter fast. Here we place gate B, and I'll adjust the size, fiddling a bit. Adjust the size. I have 5 units that can enter at a time. I place the waypoint on the map. The units will go in that direction when they're entering, and I make the zone around it. The zone is where the units are placed, so make it a bit large. And I play around a little bit, but we are basically having our basic layout for a multiplayer map. Let's get the script and the reinforcements done. I'm going to save it a bit. First you save the map, then you save the mission. Just keep in mind, always save often, then you cry less. Here we are going to save our mission. Always save. It can't be said enough. It's very unstable, the editor, but you get used to it. Okay, let's first arrange some reinforcement. These are basically a list of units which will enter when you command it to enter. So we will make a first wave. This will enter when the map starts, when nothing has been captured, so everybody gets a bit of units to play with. And we make one section for each nation we want to participate in this map. We have 2 nations, Americans and Germans. We make a second. We make second wave entry, reinforcements entry, pools you can call them, and then we make a little setup for a flag or zeppelin to be captured. This is not given to the player unless he actually captures it in the normal multiplayer game. First you have to make these groups, then you assign some units to him. I'm going to add some dummy units, which is a bit ridiculous, but just to prove the concept. Let's add some tanks. And the Germans also want some tanks. Now you can see in the overview they have 2 units, 3 actually. The Americans, and we add some things for the Germans too, and then doing the same for the rest. Just a moment, going to add some more. In a normal gameplay you want to have a varied force of units and not just big tanks. Start small, give a lot of infantry, use anti-tank guns, flag units, the lots. This is just practice, so we do it with tanks. Just simple tanks. Okay, now we're going to script these units. Oh, that's a little firewall message. We're going to script them. But it's in German, but it should be pretty easy to understand for English speakers. Anyway, we have the condition. We have the action. First, there's a condition. When is this going to be scripted? Oh dear. Yeah, okay. Let's start again. Let's start clean. Here we have the condition is when mission start. Click on that. Then we find send some reinforcements. Send reinforcements starting reserves. These will enter at a given time from start without any action actually happening. It goes on automatically. And then we assign some reinforcements we just made in the reinforcement editor, and I give Americans to everybody who's allied, and I give Germans to everybody who's German. That means if you pick Japanese, it will also function, but you will get German units. If you don't assign these, the map will crash. So do it, please. You cry less if you do it step by step. There's also a delay at first. That delay from game start. We set these reinforcements section 2 to arrive 2 minutes later than the first wave. This is usually nice to create some kind of gameplay feel when you are playing. Okay, we are renaming it. We are renaming it to base reinforcements and save. Save. Can't be said enough. Save. Yep. And we want some SEPs on the map. Here's we place a marker. A marker will become a SEP when the game is loaded. Don't mind the weird contrast between it being a block and a SEP inside the game. Just ignore it and accept it. We have this little marker. 1 means SEP number 1. Replace number 2. 2, yes. And that's it. I just mark around it so we can see it in game, in case it shouldn't come to activation. It happens if you have done some large scripts and they overlap each other. We'll make a new script. We'll call it SEP script. It's also set up from condition mission start. We want the SEP to be there from the start of the mission, and we put up reserves for flags. The flags are yet another term for civilians. The SEPs, the flags, the capture points, it's all the same. We click on the first asterisk and we mark 1 and 2 because we placed mark 1 and 2, and now these will become a combination inside the game. And then again we select what we want to be, what reinforcements we want to have released when this is captured, and yada yada yada. Just a moment. And then most importantly, how fast are they going to get these reinforcements after they capture them? In game you want to increase it a bit more than 30 seconds because else you can just flood the enemy. So you want to make it 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but it's just a sample. We say it again and you basically have a complete map. There's just one small adjustment we want to make. We have only allowed 2 players, 1 on each side, to play. This will mean you will get an arrow if you are more than 1. So what you want to do is you want to restrict the players to 2 players and 2 teams. I'm just going to find it. It's in player, Spieler. Sorry, I'm drunk. I must be. There it is. That is. Properties, of course. Set to 1 team, 2 teams, and max 2 players in the game. That is 1 per team. And there you go. You have a complete map script. What you want in the real game is, of course, you want it to be nice and have lots of objects and layouts, but this is basically what you need. So now you have the script. Now you just have to make a nice map, nice looking map. And we're going to save it, and you can load it and play.